There was 40 to 60-year-old men who only wanted women your age. How would you feel about those type
I'm not
of men?
surprised. Like that exists.
It exists, but
Just bite the bullet and say sure.
Sure.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question back the other way. If she went out and hit on a bunch of 40-year-old men, is that creepy?
no.
Then shut the fuck up.
You
got
can't.
nothing. You got nothing.
Okay.
That's the end of it. It literally makes no sense. That doesn't give you the ick. The other
Just
thing gives you the ick.
because you disagree doesn't mean it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Don't you think it's the most optimal system to have a woman staying at home with the kids?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's the natural design. But once they go to school, what does she do?
Well, that was my question, right? So why are we paying her child support again? You think that women are staying away from men and trying to go towards relationship because men are just big meanie heads?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you said, right?
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean, if you want to make it sound stupid, go
Can
ahead. That's what I said.
can you explain though why you think that?
If women were happy in their marriages, then giving them the right to participate in society without marriage wouldn't have an impact on marriage. But it does, because they don't like it.
They don't like being married.
Because they're not being treated well in marriage, right?
Oh.
You have.
What about the incentives that they have
Kendall
to get
right
divorced?
here, she's very happy in her marriage because her husband treats her nicely.
What about the incentives they have to
respect
get
each other.
divorced, though? They have incentives to get divorced.
Yeah, but if you actually like your partner, you're not going to want to get divorced,
Yeah,
right? I'm sure
if you
Kendall
have
also
incentives,
has an
you may.
incentive.
Mostly women are leaving marriages and not men. Mostly women. At college level, it's almost all women. Then men are the exception because women are initiating 90% of the time. And then if we break those stats down along religiosity, we might come up with some different numbers. But yes, it's mostly women breaking up the home. And
How
yes,
do you know that's not men's fault?
well, because we can ask these women why the divorce happened. And we can look at court documents for the reasons that they put for the divorce.
I do this because I'm a strong, empowered woman, and it makes me a lot of money. And then the second they're pressed on it, it's because I have a poor family in Cuba. It's like, no.
Or no, but
you're not
aside
doing
of
it
that,
because
what if they found a passion in
Let
it?
me finish. I'm almost done. You're not doing it because of the poor family in Cuba. A side effect of you doing it may be that you can buy AC for a poor family in Cuba, but your motivation is purely self-interest. Let's not kid ourselves. It's purely self-interest, or you wouldn't do it, right?
Women are not busting their asses anymore to take care of the kids. They're just not. It gets way easier for them. Men, on the other hand, still are.
But
Wait,
they're still
what?
working the 16-hour days so that they can support the family. And now they have to work even more hours if the woman's going to stay at home, because now the system requires 2 incomes for you to survive. So you have to extend your hours as a man most of the time.
The problems that you have with feminism, it's because we're getting farther from the patriarchy, right?
Yeah, and it's leading to really bad outcomes for everybody, including the women.
So during the patriarchy, it must have been really good. Like during the big part of the patriarchy, like
Yeah.
way back when.
It's been pretty good. It's been really hard on men, but it's been pretty good for women. Almost every place you look for the equalization between the two, men have had it basically way rougher than women.
Was that not their own choice? If they're the enforcers, they could have made it so that the women are the ones who have to do all of that.
They did not allow women to participate in the political process,
Yeah.
and thus protected women and utilized women for what their role was, which was to take care of children. It doesn't seem like it was a great idea to wreck the nuclear family. That seems like a really bad idea. And they did. It doesn't seem like it's a good idea to try to make men and women compete in the workforce. That seems like a really bad idea. These are not good ideas for society, and they haven't worked out very well.